What up? What up? Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? All right. Sound a little low. Heads. Oh, I got the volume thing down. All right. What's up, fight fans? We are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am always your host, Edwin. Where the wall fights start. Round one. You know it. Let's get this shit popping right here, right now. How you guys doing? I know I was on a live stream, but I went back quickly and I saw that shit sound like shit. Garbanzas. You can hear my fan, everything. That shit did not work out. So, I see that I got my name and my title messed up. So let me just go in there and change that real quick while I'm on here. Well, we're going to start this one off. Shit. Let's name it the Rolly Takeover. What you think about that? Let's see here. Okay, the Rolly Takeover. All right, we'll go with that. And if anything, I'll just update it and break it down and fix it later. So, I just wanted to hop on and, talk about a little bit of what happened and transpired tonight in my own words. I never really got to break down everything. So, you know, leading into the fight, I was really concerned with Ryan Garcia after the fact that we talked about it and I saw him with his shirt off and I was like, oh shit. And I sank into my chair. And at that moment I was like, fuck, I think that there was definitely some foul play there of sorts. I have no proof on that. I can't definitively say it, but just something in my gut, So once again, I don't want to smear Ryan Garcia's name because I have no idea if it's still true or not. And he could go to his grave with that. But from what I saw, what his physique looked like, it doesn't look good for him. And now, what does this do for his rematch with Devin Haney? I was on the Boxing Voice. We were up there kicking it, and Two Tone wasn't around and everything. And I told Two Tone, I was like, "Yo, Two Tone, don't run, man. Come on, come back to the show, right?" Because Two Tone's cool. He's cool as shit. I like him and shit, and I just want him to get on. When you have problems in life, you gotta face it head on. You know what I'm saying? And criticism and shit. So I was like, "Yeah, Two Tone, just come on, bro. Take, eat the crow, and then just let's go." You know what I mean? Because ain't any of you guys ever been wrong in a fight or picked the wrong person? Ain't none of us perfect. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Two Tone, bro. You know what I'm saying? He was betting on his guy. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with showing loyalty to your guy? He took it a step further and he talked his talk, but for the most part, that's what fight fans do. So what's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and cheerlead for Two Tone and shit, because I usually let him talk his own shit out because individually we're all men. I don't come running to his aid. He ain't gonna come running to mine on a show. So you know what I mean? But since I work with him and I'm on a platform with him and shit, I'm just like, yo, Two Tone, you know what I'm saying? Come on and just get that shit out the way, brother. You know what I mean? Because Two Tone's still the shit and he's funny as shit. And he be up there, I'm gonna go to it on his video. I'm gonna check out what he said. I was checking out a little bit of it. So I'm just gonna go back, sit back, check it out and shit. I know a lot of people say shit to him, but yo, I'm saying? Fuck it. It is what it is. Two Tone, my man. You know what I mean? We gonna get together one day and rock out and drink some motherfucking 1800. You know what I mean? So, hey, uh, I don't think none of us is perfect on calling these fights and shit. So, hey, it is what it is, right? So, I'm on the Boxing Voice and we breaking this shit down. Now, yes, I can go on my video. You guys heard me go on and tell you that I felt different about this fight. And I thought that Rolly was going to do a lot better than what I initially thought, you know. And then I'm on the Boxing Voice and they were doing like the gambling betting odds and shit. So I took Ryan under 6 as far as like, you know, the fake boxing odd thing. You know, he asked me a question and I was like, okay, I'll take that, you know. But as far as my assessment in boxing and what I saw, you know, and my concerns, you guys checked out my video. I told you yesterday's video. I told you everything I felt. I told you I sank in my chair. I said that I think Ryan's in trouble. I think Rolly can win this fight in a decision. That's exactly what he did, you know. But as far as on the Boxing Voices shit for that, you know, the question we were asked for the over or under and shit, I took the under on that one, you know. But definitely my boxing ring IQ uh pointed out what happened, what I felt, and lo and behold, shit, it fucking happened, right? So I'm like, wow, man. But there's no way on God's green earth I would ever have imagined that Rolly puts down Ryan in the first round of the fight. Not only did he drop him in the fight, you see, this is beautiful, right? You ever hear the expression beat him at his own game, right? When you can beat a guy, but beat him at what he's good at, that is it that's way better, you know, because what happened was Ryan Garcia tried to hit Rolly with that check hook. He threw it the exact same way he hit Devin Haney and everybody else with the check hook. Rolly Romero blocked that shit like this and then countered with his own left check hook and put Ryan down. He put Ryan down with his weapon of choice, which Ryan Garcia's weapon of choice is the left check hook. That's what Rolly put him down by and blocking his punch and delivering his own. He did his homework. Rolly was watching film. Him and his coach, they had a plan. And Rolly really showed in this fight his mental fortitude and that not only is he coachable, but he can get better. Every time you see a fighter, the next time you see that fighter, you should see a new improved version of that fighter, right? Okay. So I'm not going to say like he got exponentially better, but the impressive thing about Rolly, he got better in different areas. Um, you see, because when a fighter improves, like Devin, right? He got better or was a bit cautious tonight, but he was blocking and you know, sometimes you can get hyper focused in that and you forget about every other punch. You're too busy paying attention to that one. Well, Rolly got better in multiple different areas, which that's what I find impressive. As a fighter, Rolly got better in his footwork, his angles, his distance, his countering, his defense. He got slightly better in a lot of different areas. That's why Rolly's performance is really good in that sense because when you think about that, yeah, guys go back and, coming off of a loss or not even coming off of a loss, you'll see them and they'll work on certain things, and you'll say to yourself the next time, his footwork got better, his jab got better, his confidence got better, etc. But Rolly got better slightly in real crucial situations. Whoever trained Rolly did really good training him. He understood what he had with Rolly. He didn't try to change him into this superior fighter. He just started molding like Rolly. Like he he took what Rolly had and he basically like he definitely sharpened them up, but he basically got him to focus on specific things in exchange. Real Pacific, like he was on the phone like this with Floyd Mayweather. Like, yo, what up, Floyd? I'ma call you on my cell phone. Right? Yo, all night. That was something in the entire fight. He didn't get lazy. He didn't get comfortable, cocky, and start like going. He stood with that hand right here. His footwork, he started moving and then slightly like putting his foot forward, like he would step and then cut like this on the angle and pop that jab. Then like at the third, fourth round, he was doing that shit where he was keeping his hand out. But in the next round, he didn't do that. So he had Ryan really guessing on like Rolly was switching it up on him. Then you saw him pop up into the Philly shell and then he'd go into the high shell. So when Ryan was trying to figure him out, which way to go in, the beautiful is you see Rolly improved in a lot of areas, like a lot. He didn't become like a crazy superior. No, he kept it simple, real simple. And Rolly was like, he was doing the basic shit, but he was doing it correctly. And although he wasn't like the fastest or whatever, as you can see, Rolly can punch. So I gotta give it to him. I gotta give it to Rolly. I gotta give it to Rolly because um whoever prepared and he used exactly what Rolly. Yo, that's cool. That's cool because sometimes coaches try to change the fighter or they try to like work out for like one, sequence or one punch type shit, right? And what's up, Cologne? Yo, I got off the boxing voice and didn't even. That's why they keep talking all the time. Yo, I was sitting there waiting to cut in line and I complete. As soon as I seen Cologne, the name, I was like, mother. Oh my God. Got you. Don't worry. I'm gonna hit him with a text on Instagram. That's what I'll do. Mother. Wow. I completely forgot. Shit. All right. Anyway, mom, it's I. I'm not even sure if yo, you forgot that shit. I know I'm in. Oh yeah, yeah, it is him. One time. Oh no, it isn't him. But you're talking about the situation. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I saw the last name. It reminded me of Keith Cologne's father. Shit. Anyway, I'm on that. I'm on that. I'll take care of that. Shit. God. Anyway, that messed me up. But yeah, I'm all over the place right now. I just when you forget something, you're like, what the fuck, right? Okay. Yo, you forgot that shit. I know. I'm in St. Petersburg, and one time only lost one time, only lost is to eighth division champion Manny Pacquiao. He is going to knock out Tim Butt. Uh I'll talk about that in a second. Remind me about that. I just gotta just close this up right here. Um Look, Rolly definitely and check this out, right? Leading into the fight, this I wanted to mention this. That Rolly leading into the fight was saying, "Oh, Ryan, I hope you beat Devin and I wish you success against Devin," and people criticize him for that. I guess in Rolly's way, he was trolling Ryan, kind of getting him off the game plan. And Ryan mentioned it a few times. Ryan was like, "Psst, like, bro, yeah, like I'm supposed to be fighting you, and you already got me looking past you, and you're like cheerleading for me." But a lot of people felt that was odd, right? And I guess Rolly did a Ryan Garcia on Ryan Garcia. He Ryan Garcia'd him. And he went out there and he put on a show, Rolly. I really believe that people were counting Rolly out of this fight. They were, in fact, even saying that when Rolly loses, his career was over, that he would go back into obscurity, and that was done. Shout out to Rolly, really seriously, for this win. A loss could have really put him in a bad spot, a real bad spot in his career. I don't think he would have got a headliner anytime soon if he had lost to Ryan Garcia. Ironically, he pulls off one of the biggest upsets. Uh, and I'm not going to say it's the biggest upset of the year or, the biggest upset of like in all of boxing or something like that. That would be going too way too far. Uh, because both of these fighters are not even what we consider A-level fighters. Neither of them going into the fight. Uh, I don't think anybody got Ryan Garcia listed as an A-level fighter, and I definitely don't think that anybody on the planet has Rolly listed as an A-level fighter. So that's not what this was. A guy lost the fight and a guy won it. Okay. As far as shockers and like huge upsets, oh no, that's not even close to the top of the list. I mean, the upset with Mike Tyson is just that shit just is you know, it's got to be one of the biggest upsets in fucking boxing history, like. And so it's not like on that level. No, it's definitely not on that level. Damn, it's fucking 87 degrees in this room. The thermometer. Put that fan right there. Poof. Damn, that shit is hot as hell in this room. Cause I'm up in the last room in my house, the top, like where the attic rooms are always like the most hottest and shit. Yeah. But yeah, it's not like one of those kind of upsets. No way. Nah. Hell no. You know? It's a big upset, but not on that spectrum of like, excuse me, Espinoza beating Robersi for the first time. I think that it's a kind of upset like that. Yeah. I'll put it in like that kind of category. Right in there as far as upsets. What's up, everybody? How you doing? Springwater Boxing says both B level fighters and C level water welterweights. Yeah. I agree. Ryan's overhyped. Yup, Ryan was hurt. Yeah, as far as being like overhyped, right? Uh well, by definition, right? By definition, when you say an overhyped fighter or whatever, right? It's usually that guy, right? That they're talking him up, but he's not really fighting anybody. You can't say that too much about Ryan because Ryan's fighting the top guys. He's got Tank Davis, Devin Haney on his resume, and now Rondo Rowley that also fought Tank. And that win that Tank has over Rowley, right? Um, this shit is aging well for Tank now. Cause you gotta think about it. Tank beat both of them. And he stretched both of them. And they had a 12-round banger, so to speak. Right? So what does that say about Tank Davis? You gotta give the man credit. Paul Masters says Ryan and Devin looked what? Looked terrible. I I don't ever want to see the rematch. Spring Water Boxing says, uh, was Rolly was Rolly drained? Question mark. I don't remember for the tank fight. No, Rolly. I think that's the fight you're talking about. I don't think Rolly was drained. I think Ryan was drained in the Tank Davis because he had that 10-pound rehydration claw. So if you had an argument for which one would be more drained, I guess I would say Ryan Garcia. But I don't think that in the Tank Davis fight, Rolly was like way drained. He looked big as fuck. I remember Rolly's shoulders in that Tank Davis fight, right? He had like the purple boxing gloves, remember? I thought he was way bigger than Tank. Like I was like, damn, look at the size advantage. You're talking about weight bully shit. Rolly was big as fuck in that tank fight. So yeah, I don't know. Carlos, what's up? Who's that? Paul Masters? Yeah. Boots beats all of these bums. They're all listen. I this this is exactly what I talk about when I talk about these kind of situations, right? I don't want to sit here and be like, I told you so type shit, right? Because, um, look, uh, when I broke down this situation, right, and I was sitting back and I was saying, at what price does Devin Haney pay for chasing Ryan Garcia? Ryan Garcia runs all the way up there to 147, and he drags Rolando Rowley with him, right? And now he has Devin on his way up. Devin fights at this made up weight, and he thinks that they're going to fight at 147. And I'm saying to myself, yo, both of you turn around. Both of you turn around. Because Jerron Boots Ennis, Brian Norman Jr., and the rest of Mario Barrios and the rest of the killers at 147 are all standing right there. I think you guys went too far. And I think that this is a case of one guy not really training and blaming it on he can't make the weight at 140 because he's getting too big. I'm like, no, you can't get to 140 because you're not doing the right thing. Had you stayed in shape in between fights, you could make that weight. And every scenario that I think of, every scenario that I'm just like, uh, what could be good? Can we get the winner and the winner and get a big fight? No, it's not going to happen. These fights did not pass the Conor Benner and Chris Eubank as the night. The way that Turkey Al Sheikh put this event in New York City had a lot of spectators and a lot of people in the chats talking about, yo, this event, this is bullshit. They had the whole shit sectioned off, blocked off. And, I could see why New York City, Turkey Al Sheikh is there. And, there's, and then one guy hinted to the possibility of garbage. And because I would never repeat what some of these guys were saying or putting out into the media, like, we can't go out and have a good time with our family because people like this are putting these things, and it's just like, look, dude, whatever. So we're also supposed to be going to the Saul Canelo Alvarez card right now, right? Okay. Um, I like a couple fights on that fight card, but I also like a lot of fights on the May 4th card with Naoya Inoue. Now, you could have just put, for me, you could have just put Naoya Inoue on that fight card by himself, and I was going. I just want to check him out. But I was watching the workouts for those guys working out. I saw Espinoza, I saw Rohan Polanco, and I saw Emilio Vargas. I saw that behind the scenes, Emilio Vargas, his father, took the opportunity to get some photos in with Naoya Inoue. That's an undisputed world champion right there. So Fernando Vargas and his son, they showed their love and everything to Naoya Inoue as far as their love for the sport and belts, and they had all the belts on the table. It was amazing, and I think that his son Fernando Vargas, Fernando Vargas's son Emilio El General, um, I think he's going to put on a hell of a performance in Vegas. I'm looking to see if he gets a stoppage. He's really good. He's not there yet. I don't think he's ready for a world title shot just yet, but he's getting there. He's definitely getting there. I like his technique. I like his style. You could see where in some areas he's still green, but he's getting better with every single fight. And they did a face off, so to speak, with all the fighters and everything. And I saw, yeah, he's locked in, man. Flacco there, Espinoza. He's just, yo, he was like this much taller than that guy. It wasn't even like close. He was like that, man. So he definitely got a lot of sides advantage when it comes to the fight itself. I got Espinoza in the fight. I think Espinoza is coming into his own as a champion. Let's see how far he takes this. Can he continue to make this kind of weight? And the $1 million question of the day was, when he was coming on the stage, I was trying to get a little height comparison between him and Naoya Inoue. They were on the stage at the same time. So it doesn't do it justice because Espinoza was already walking down like that, and Naoya Inoue was being, called to the mic. He was lifting off his chair. He was going to go to the mic. So I'm like, man, listen. Uh, I just want to see what they look like, side by side, like together like that. Hell yeah. I think Naoya Inoue is going to show up and show out. I think he's going to take over um the rest of the year. He's going to take over, and I hopefully uh just maybe fingers crossed, if everything you can get these guys to sign up and fight him. uh Hopefully we can get he'll close out the year in December, hopefully. And who the opponent's going to be, I'm not sure. If Nick Ball is still willing to give him an opportunity at his world title, I'm not sure, but we'll find out. What's up, Carlos? No doubt, Teal did his what thing, baby? Yes. Look, I look. Teal did good, right? And you could also go back and look at my tape yesterday, my video, right? And I told you guys, I said, "Yo, check it out, right? The one thing you do not want in this fight is for Teal to be doing the Fortnite dance in front of you. You don't. That's when you know that Teal's having his way. That's when the night, yeah, is going great for Teal. And I said that's a sign. You didn't see him doing the Fortnite dance in there with fucking Klagic and Sando Martin. And a lot of you guys said that you guys had Arnold Barboza like really high up there and shit. From day one, they started talking. First, they started saying, "Oh, we think that Arnold Barboza will give Teal a fight." Day two, wait a minute, I think this fight's gonna be a lot closer. Teal better not sleep on Arnold. Day three, oh shit, Arnold Barboza is gonna knock out Teofimo Lopez. Like, yo, the more people started talking, the more they started convincing themselves. And I kept it 100 with you guys on that fight. I never switched or flipped on that one. I would say I would. I was like, yeah, it's a two for, I'm trying to sell the fight too. Want everybody to tune in. I want to keep boxing alive. But I'm also telling the truth. And I told you guys what I feel. I'm not saying that I'm always right, right? But this is how I saw it. And I said I didn't have Arnold Barboza in the Jack Catterall fight. I didn't have him in that fight. I had Jack Catterall. So, for them to keep saying that all of a sudden he turned into this like real superior fighter. I believe the first half of the fight, Tio was pitching a shutout. So I remember at the end, at the 12th, I think I said that Arnold needs a knockout to win this fight. So Tio definitely uh, outclassed him, and I thought that that's what was going to happen. I thought that it really, it was really good that Arnold got some big victories. But did you guys see what Ramirez looked like against Devin Haney? I mean, Devin Haney, you can see obviously he needs to get his confidence, more up there. He strategically though, he definitely stayed the course, fought the fight that he needed to fight. Instead of the jab, he started using the check hook more. Devin Haney in this fight anyway, in particular, I don't think he's gonna fight like that the rest of his career, but he's trying to show a different, newer version of of Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care too much for the newer version, too much like that. I want even a newer version. I think that he'll get his confidence up, and like every fighter, he's gonna have to go through what he has to go through. Those are his demons. That's his cross to bear. Like, mm, it is what it is. So yeah. So I just wanted to get on Fight Fans and just drop this little video right here, just to like, because my other one, that shit was trashed. I hooked up the little car thing to it, It just didn't work out. So anyway, fight fans, I'm on to the next one. After this one, here at Round One Sports Talk. You guys have an amazing night. Peace.